Little new
New
intro,
intro.
little loud. That I have to fix that for sure. I was like, oh my god, my earphones just blasted. But what is going on, everyone? Welcome into another episode of Expected Bets for your go-to podcast for all things hockey betting. I am Gator Betting, joined by one of my co-hosts today, Betsky. How we doing after what felt like a betting marathon yesterday? And
Yeah.
you have like almost like a DraftKings hangover today.
Yeah, it feels that way. So I'll be completely honest. I haven't dug too deep into this slate. Like we were saying before the show, it almost feels like an injustice when you have so many games because the amount of near hits I had yesterday were just all over the map. And my sheets that I put out on bigger slates went 5-1. My straights that I put out went 2-1, but all my parlays seem to miss by one little piece. And it stinks because you like also see other slips and you're like, oh my gosh, if I just had done that person instead of that one, if I just didn't dip into that one game or pick the one piece of that game for my parlay that instead of the other two that hit. And it's almost like an impossible war of odds when there's that many games. You can find all the great looks. You can have a whole list like this, and you get one landmine, and it can ruin the whole thing. And there's a lot more landmines in a 14-game slate than there are in a 6.
Yeah, I tweeted out my notes yesterday, and one of the comments was just like, "What is this?" And it's like, unfortunately, like this is what starting to break down a 14-game slate looks like.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we did the show Monday to kind of at least get the gears in motion with some props to highlight, which I think was a great starting point. Appreciate everyone for download and listen to that. If you aren't subscribed on Apple or Spotify, be sure to do so. Every view and download counts for us. So thank you to those who have already done so. But yeah, it's absurd. And you have maybe 5 looks in a game. You play 1 or 2. Those miss, but the other 3 hit that you didn't play. And it almost seems like a no-win scenario for these 14-game slates where you're just trying to keep your head above water.
Yesterday, the Austin Matthews one that Dave's bringing up was what killed me. Yeah, that would have cashed out some awesome parlays for me, but so be it.
Yep.
There
you go.
Sweet. Beautiful. Holy cow.
Yeah,
well, somebody's winning.
Yeah, I'd love to see that ticket of all the slips and picks that you combine for this one. Look at this. Look who joined our show, but is in the comments but can't join. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Some priorities here, Franco. Noted. All right. Anything else to add? I think the major upset yesterday was Anaheim winning 2-1 over Dallas. I think that was the big one of the night.
Yeah.
So who knows? But yeah, I'm ready to hop in this slate if you are.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. First game up, Boston at New York. Bruins are the dog in this one. They are plus 180. Rangers minus 218. Total set at 6.5, plus 114 to the over. Bruins coming off a back-to-back where they won last night. 9-14-3 on the road. New York's 13-11-2 at home. New York Rangers forward shots on goal look unbelievable tonight. There's 6 options on the board at DraftKings, but now comes the hard part. Who's going to hit? Because one of them, if not, at least 3 are going to hit tonight. So now is our job in terms of figuring out who that's going to be. Lafreniere is the guy that we'll start with him. Lafreniere jumps out to me on the Rangers side of things, but the issue is his home and away split. So I wanted to start there, and then we can go through the rest of the guys.
And this is for his shots?
Yep. So at 2.5. So, or no, it wasn't Lafreniere, was it?
I was going to say, yeah, he's been a little cold lately.
Yeah. Let's try Trocheck. Trocheck's hitting 4-6. Hit in, what is this, 5 of 8 versus Boston. Home splits 3 of 5.
That's not bad. And here's the thing. I want to get guys that are – I want to get the high volume guy from each line now. So lines have been mixed up on the Rangers side of things once because of the addition of JT Miller. I know JT Miller's with Zibanejad, Panarin, and then Trocheck's with Riley Smith and Lafreniere. So kind of going to your point here, my point. I don't remember whose point. One of the points.
Someone made a point.
Trocheck is in a really prime spot here to be the guy for ripping puck on his line. So yeah, I like that look. Lafreniere's been really cold. He missed 4 in a row. Riley Smith, I mean, he's a 1.5 guy to begin with. So that's kind of where I'd like to take that. I don't mind that one. If you're talking about the top line now with JT Miller, Zibanejad, and Panarin's been pretty cold his last couple games, and I think it is because he's really kind of playing that playmaker role again. Only last year was he really starting to shoot a lot for the first time in, since I've been betting at least. And it seems like he's kind of tucking back into more of that playmaker. I don't mind JT Miller at 1.5, and I don't mind him at all the way up to 2.5. I know he missed last game. He had 6 shots on 7 attempts his first game back with the Rangers. He had 6 attempts, but only 2 shots on goal against Vegas in his second game. He's got all right history against Boston, but you can't really put too much thought into his
hitting
history.
In 2 of 6, excuse me.
Yep, and his
I don't think history necessarily
Vancouver's a little different. Yep.
If anything, Vancouver and Boston would have more hatred towards each other due to the Stanley Cup Finals, but I don't think he was on that team.
No, he wasn't. I mean,
Rangers and Bruins, you kind of have the East Coast rivalry, New York, Boston. But again, these teams aren't necessarily on paper or traditionally rivals.
Yeah.
So I like the Miller look too. He is with Panarin and
Zibanejad.
Okay.
Now,
if anything,
go ahead.
If anything, I would take Miller at the 2.5 line then, right?
Yeah, for plus
just bump him up. So you're going to get Trocheck at plus money and JT Miller at plus money tonight. I like both those a lot.
Yep, and then I think your other option here, Panarin at 2.5 looks good. So if you want to even do like Panarin at 3 and JT Miller at 1.5, I think that's a nice little stack too.
Yeah, take those guys. Take everyone down 1 then.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's 6 versus Boston. Yeah. And Boston's on the back-to-back. So I like both those looks a lot. Trocheck at 3 and JT Miller at 3. You're both getting them at plus money for a team that surrenders. What are we looking at? The second most shots on goal to forwards in the last 10.
Yep.
I like that a lot.
Franco brings up the Lindholm point. He has a point in 3 of the last 5 games, 4 points in those games. Against the Rangers, 5 of his last 6 games against them. But, man, I don't know.
Yeah, I know Korpisalo is going to get the start tonight in Boston. Any sort of looks into maybe his saves, goals against?
I would do goals against, or I would do Rangers
the issue
in total, maybe.
Yeah, the issue is Korpisalo is listed at that 3.5 mark.
Huh. Laugh has not been very good lately. I'm too concerned with the recent volume to really want to have any sort of confidence to lay money on him for shots. Now, maybe that's your sneaky point spot. He has a decent history against Boston. 5 of his last 11. I know you got to put in context that his first couple seasons, he wasn't producing too much. But does have a point in 6 of his last 10, including last game against Vegas. snapping a 2-game pointless streak. So he may be one to kind of ride. Of course, they're going to get a little bit better matchups being on that second line, but that does mean he may be against Lindholm and
Franco's on a plane right now, unfortunately.
And Marchand, but
Adam Fox is another interesting look tonight. You're getting his number at a bettable price at 1.5. He hasn't missed in 3 consecutive games since I want to say October 19th. From the 12th, he missed in 4 straight, but since then, he's never missed in more than 2 in a row. He's coming off a game against Vegas where he had 1 shot on 3 attempts, and then against Boston, he had 0 on 7 attempts. Boston ranks 9th in shots on goal to defensemen in their last 10.
His home versus away splits are brutal, though. 38% on the road.
They're at home tonight.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. 65% at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
McAvoy.
7 attempts, 0 shots in their last game against Boston. So he was shooting.
McAvoy in his last 3 games since coming back, 5-4 and 6 attempts, 4-2 and 4 shots on goal. That's not bad too.
Yeah. Fox, that 1.5 mark's very tempting tonight.
Yeah, I don't mind that either.
-1. I don't mind the
McAvoy either. I mean, you could even do kind of a step down play here with Miller at 2, Fox at 2, McAvoy at 2, Panarin at 3, and then push them all up by 1.
Yeah. Team totals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all.
I guess that's partially depending on how you feel about Korpisalo, but not a very great save percentage.
No, not at all. Yeah, the step down of Trocheck, Miller, Fox, and McAvoy.
Yeah. Then Panarin. Panarin, Fox, McAvoy, Panarin. I forget who else.
Trocheck, Miller.
Miller's the one I was saying.
Yeah. All these picks will be posted. Be sure to check out the Twitter afterwards. All of our full cards we posted, and then maybe a little parlay too, depending on how we're feeling about all of these games. Any other looks for you in this one? It seems like the step down play is probably our favorite option at this point. But as straights, though, I do like Trocheck at plus money, Miller at plus money. You're getting those both at 3 shots, and then Fox at 2 for -135. I didn't think this was going to be a big card tonight after the 14-game Palooza last night, but you know how the show goes. You end up with 9 plays for 3 games, and you're just sitting there and having a little sweaty Wednesday night. So that's how it's unfortunately looking. What did Franco say? All right.
Cool.
There it is. Any power play points? Let's check that out here.
Jeez.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Boston's given up at least 3 power plays in their last 4 games and have allowed a power play goal in 3 of those. Rangers power play has scored in each of their last 2 games, had converted 2 for 2 versus Vegas and 1 of 3 against Boston the other night. I don't necessarily hate it. But again, if you are going to go to your power play points, you're going to the big dogs, it feels like.
Yeah, but one you're getting sneaky value on.
Panarin?
Nope. Chris Kreider on the top power play unit.
Yeah.
330. He had one against Boston 2 games ago. It's his only power play point in the last 10 games.
His whole chart I'm looking at right now, it's like hit 10 games, nothing. Hit 10 games, nothing. It is very spotty.
May not be the best look, but want pure value standpoint. You're getting a top power play unit winger who loves getting power play points for
feeds on the power play.
Yeah. Because Trocheck is not on the top unit anymore. Huh.
Interesting. I probably won't have any in my card. I'm guessing you won't either, though.
No, except there's Fishing in the Sea has one that may be sneaky too.
Yeah, we'll get to that game.
All
right. Next game, Edmonton at Chicago. Edmonton minus 285. Chicago plus 230. Total set at 6.5, minus 115 to the over. I have a stat for you. The last 5 matchups these teams have had where Chicago has been home, Chicago's covered the puck line in every game, and they've even won outright once. Edmonton's on a back-to-back tonight. Bettable number on Chicago puck line at minus 112.
God, I don't even want to do that, but it's not bad.
I was going through the slate last night and I found that, and I was like, like you'd figure Edmonton has historically blown this team out. It's not the case when they're on the road against Chicago. Very weird. But I did want to point that out. A few looks in this one, but does it get to that point too where you see a guy's hit like 5 or 6 in a row, or maybe even 4 or 5, and you're like, this has got to come to an end at some point, and I don't want to necessarily jump on now.
Yes, all the time. Who are we all talking about, though?
And there's 2 guys tonight, Hyman and Bouchard.
Okay.
It should be a straightforward, yes, they have great recent history. Chicago allows a ton of shots to forwards. You're getting both at bettable numbers tonight. Hyman at minus 45 for 3, Bouchard minus 135 for 3. But again, it just reaches that point where you're like, how many times do you go back to the well?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I love that Matty JC play the first period over. I may have to do that.
Yeah.
And I think this could actually feed into having some shots if Chicago can go up early against Picard. I don't mind Hyman. The history is really good. The current run's good. I mean, this isn't Sam Bennett hitting 11 straight. At some point, that has to stop. But
yeah, I mean, Verhaeghe was on a nice little run too for a while, but he wasn't just hitting; he was 7, like just going absurd. So Hyman's hit in each of his last 4 games. He's got great attempts, 6 and 8. Head-to-head against this team, he's hit in 6 of his last 8 home and away splits. At home, he's hit at a 48% clip. On the road, he's hit at a 57. Do you know his history on no days rest, though? Do you have that available?
Yeah, I can pull that up real quick.
All right. Let's look up that, because him and Bouchard both have some, and then Bouchard's hit in each of his last 3.
Hyman's 0-day rest
attempts
is not
and shots
a very nice
the last. Ooh, how about Bouchard's?
Let me see. Hyman is 3 of his last 10. No days rest.
That's what I was concerned about.
Yep. And then Bouchard, 5 of last 10. Average 6 shot attempts. So that's probably the safer bet here.
Yeah. Yeah, Bouchard's hit in each of his last 3. 6 shots on goal on 8 attempts against St. Louis, then 8 shots on goal on 16 attempts against Toronto. Then he had 6 shots on goal on 11 attempts against Detroit. Head-to-head's not great by any means at all, but his home and away splits, how are we looking at home? 48%, on the road, 62%.
Yeah. The other one that pops out for me too is Draisaitl 2 points.
I had another one that I thought you were going to say.
McDavid,
but we'll continue on Draisaitl. All right.
Okay.
So Draisaitl, I mean, last 3 games, absurd, right? 8 on 13, 6 on 11, 10 on 16. Why is his head-to-head history so shit?
For points or shots?
Shots. Are you talking points?
At it at 3.5 or 2.5?
I mean, at a 3.5, he's hitting one of his last, 8?
Yeah, against Chicago.
Yeah, but this should be a team that he shoots a ton against.
Hasn't needed to for a little bit.
Yeah.
But his points against Chicago look great. He's had 2+ points in 7 of his last 11 games against them. 4 of those games are 3+.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know who the guy I was talking about, though?
No.
Corey Perry.
Oh, shit.
Some history with him and Bedard.
Yep.
Bubble Bangers pointed this one out to me, but Corey Perry is now on a top line with McDavid and Draisaitl. Played in their last game. I want to say, what was his shot attempts? Let me pull it up. So in his last game where he was on the top line, he had 4 shots on goal on 5 attempts. Increased ice time a ton, and you're getting his 2+ shots on goal tonight at -135.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
He's going to be on the card tonight.
I don't mind that at all. And
no.
Then his history.
And he played. Great. Yeah.
He's hit his 3 shots on goal line 4 out of his last 6 times against Chicago.
Ex-Chicago, yeah.
Yep. Blow some kisses to Mrs. B.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Any other looks for you here? Corey Perry.
No. Bedard's been heating up a little bit. Not on the SOG. Well, yeah, even on shots, it's not too bad.
Yeah, Edmonton's pretty leaky
hit against
shots too,
Edmonton, though. But you can still get his point prop for a decent price. You know, maybe you do a Bedard point and the Worm for 1.5.
The Corey Perry, Connor Bedard parlay. The names you could call that thing.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah, we might get canceled if we do a deep dive into what we're calling that parlay.
Bedard's mom's got going on parlay.
That's on the cleaner side. We'll take that. That's fine. Ryan Donato props. Let's look into this.
And LAJ, we are going. We prefer Bouchard over Hyman due to Hyman's back-to-back. Yeah, the MILF Hunter. Cougar.
Yeah. Yep. Again, these are good. Donato hitting 4 of his last 5. Points look pretty good there. Not a great history, but yeah, at home he's been much better. I don't hate it. I think you're going to get that at a pretty bettable price tonight too for Donato. Is he? Where is he situated? Yeah, he's still on that top line with Bedard. So, any other props here? I'm just trying to scroll through. Nope. Corey Perry shots on goal. Allen is on DK right now. It's currently at I want to say -135 for 2+. So that's where I would get it. If I say a name, are you going to know who this is? Have you looked on Daily Faceoff for the top line for Chicago?
No.
I'd check it out. Landon Slaggert. Do you know who that is?
Wow, no, I do not.
Okay. Now we're like basically incorporating Franco into the show of random player props that are on the first line. Landon Slaggert plus 500 anytime goal scorer tonight. His point props not offered. He's on that top line with Bedard and Donato. Edmonton's on a back-to-back. They're 4-3 this year, but they've I think they've hit the over in most of those games too. So maybe worth a sprinkle. He's been
maybe.
I haven't watched enough Hawks games this year. Then
3rd round pick.
Well, I'm gonna watch it tonight, obviously. But yeah, it's like, all right. This will be a hell of a clip. If he does hit, I'm definitely gonna sprinkle on him now. But
dude, he's from South Down too.
Landon Slaggert, anytime scorer. All right. David power play point. Yeah. Thanks again for the Corey Perry look, Griff. That was huge. Definitely on that tonight. But yeah.
25. Oh no, that's Rockford. It's 2 goals in 3 games for Chicago. Yeah. All right. I'm in. Holy shit.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Plus 500 anytime goal scorer. Yeah. This is our guy tonight. For the Rangers game, Betsy is posting a step down parlay, so be sure to check that out. But I'm gonna roll with Trocheck, Miller, and Fox. Trocheck at 3, Miller at 3, and then Fox at 2. Yeah, there's our guy of the night.
Yep.
All right.
Slaggert.
Any other looks in this one before the last game?
No, I think we covered all that.
Yeah, what a parlay that would be. That could be the 1-800 number. Everyone they see on Slaggert, they're like, "Yeah, you sure?" All right, last game of the night. Montreal at LA. LA minus 250. Montreal plus 205. Montreal is on a back-to-back. Kings forwards should be the look in this game for shots on goal. Fiala looks great. Kempe looks great. But the issue I have with both of these guys that I want to know your level of concern with is their home and away splits. Very, very big concern with both of these guys. So we'll dive into that and see if we can find any sort of value in this game. Yeah, Kempe, Fiala, both look great. So, but again, it's just the home and away splits. I'm going to pull them up now while we're going through this. Fiala what has he gone? 6 of his last 10. He's hitting 4 of his last 5 versus the Habs. But his home and away splits. At home, he's covered where he's hit at a 42.1% rate, 8 of 19. On the road, 63.3, hitting in 19 of 30. Are you concerned with the home away splits or Montreal being on a back-to-back and as leaky as they are shots on goal? It doesn't matter in this one.
Man, I don't know.
That's a tough one, huh?
Yeah, I don't love it, and I can't think of why Fiala would be so good against Montreal. Coming off a 6-shot attempt, 3-shot and goal performance after 2 misses, though, isn't too bad. I don't mind it. I wish the line was a little bit better. I mean, somebody who's hit 6 of his last 10 and only 2 of his last 5 minus 140 isn't necessarily enticing to me.
Yeah, but is that number
not many options from this game?
The history due to the history, but due to the matchup.
Yes,
just the matchup of how bad Montreal's been. Yeah. On the other side of things, too.
I'd be at 3 for sure. I mean, I have no problem.
Well, this goes into our point of last game, right? Kempe at 3 or 4 plus shots on goal. He's hit in 7 straight. Hitting 2 of 5, but again, his home and away splits are a little bit leaky too. At home, he's hit at a 36.8% rate, 7 of 19. On the road, 41.9%, 13 of 31. So Kempe is not necessarily as big of a difference as Fiala is. So I do like Kempe then, just based on everything there. What's price we getting him at tonight? Plus 120. Any thoughts on that or no? Are you on Kempe?
I'll take him at 3. I don't mind him at 4 either. It's like the best prop from this game.
Yeah.
As far as a hit rate and recent trends.
Yeah.
Philip Deneau, I was looking this up. Only has a point in 2 of his last 7 against Montreal, missing 4 times straight. That's the only prop you're offered outside of goal. His shots against Montreal aren't anything to go home to either. So maybe he has a soft spot.
Yeah, we'll see on the Kempe play, depending on how this night goes. But yeah, I didn't have much in this game at all. Kings at home. I mean, their home record's insane. They're 15-3-1 at home this season. Montreal on the road's 12-13-1.
So
60-minute line.
Kings money line, Chicago plus 1.5, and then the over for the Boston New York game.
You're getting it over 6.5 right now for plus 114.
Wow. Maybe the New York team total. I don't know. I don't mind the over there.
No. All right. Before we wrap this up, and we'll post all of our plays, games start in 50 minutes. Franco gave out his McAvoy pick for our parlay. Did you have a play in any other games? I mean, we could do Corey Perry at 2 as well, but did you have a play that you really liked?
Not especially. I mean, if we want to do 1.5s, I'd be cool with that. McAvoy, Corey Perry. I don't know who else from the other game though. Patrick Laine, even though has only 1 shot in 4 straight, has a great history against LA.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have to do it at the 1.5 line.
True. Trevor Moore looks good though.
Yep. Yeah. Trevor Moore looks really good. Yeah. All right. Trevor Moore at that 2 line too. So McAvoy at 2, Perry at 2, and Trevor Moore at 2 plus 386. Sure. Love it.
Sure.
All right. That about wraps it up. So did you have your card for, you'll post all of your picks. I'll retweet them on the Expected Bets 4 stream. So be sure to check that out. Our parlay will also be posted. My card. And then did you have anything else before we wrapped up our show today?
No, that's it. We won't be around for like 2 weeks. So
yeah, that's true. With no show on Friday, everyone's traveling, and then we have the 4 Nations face-off starting next week.
Yeah,
so that should be exciting. Maybe depending on what they offer, if they offer a ton of props, maybe we'll get together and do a show. Or we
maybe midweek before one of the games or something.
Because I think the first game's on Thursday of next week. So maybe a show Wednesday if we get shots on goal and props and everything, and kind of break down that. But if not, enjoy the break, everyone. It is well deserved after this grind of an NHL season. So we appreciate everyone for listening today. Be sure to check us out on social media, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Be sure to subscribe. And that about wraps it up. Thanks everyone for listening. And we will talk to you guys. Who knows? You'll have to stay tuned.
Soonish.
Yeah. All right. Bye, guys.